Okay, this is how to draw the Lewis structure of boron trifluoride, BF3. So the first thing we have to do is count up the valence electrons. So the boron has 3, and each of these 3 fluorines has 7. So what's that? 3 7s are 21 plus 3 is, that makes altogether 24 valence electrons. Okay, now we have to connect these atoms together using single bonds. And the electronegative atoms tend to be on the periphery. So the sensible way to do it is with the boron in the middle and the fluorines on the outside like this. Okay, so far we've used 2, 4, 6 valence electrons, which means we have 18 valence electrons remaining that we're going to add to this structure as lone pairs. And you start with the electronegative atoms, so we can start putting lone pairs on like this. We can put 6 electrons or 3 lone pairs on each of those fluorines, and now we've used up all of those 24 valence electrons. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So we've got all of our electrons on this structure here. And now we're going to look at the formal charges to make sure this structure is final. So we'll look at the boron first. So the boron, to work out the formal charge on boron, we need the valency. So the valency of boron is 3, and the number of electrons that belong to it in this structure is 1, 2, 3. So 3 minus 3 is 0. So the formal charge on boron is 0. Now we'll look at the fluorines. They're all the same, so I'm just going to do it once for this fluorine over here. So the valency of fluorine is 7, and the number of electrons that belong to it in this structure is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 minus 7 equals 0. So this fluorine, and in fact the other 2 fluorines, all have a formal charge of 0. So all the atoms in this structure have a formal charge of 0. So that means we're finished. That's the final Lewis structure. You'll notice that this structure does not satisfy the octet rule because the boron only has 2, 4, 6 electrons in its valence shell, not an octet, only 6. So the boron is electron deficient. But because we're using this formal charges method, this is the accurate final structure of BF3.